Albert Schweitzer was a German music researcher and doctor in 1913. At the small jungle of Labyrinth in Gabon, Africa, he established a hospital with a leper ward. The disease of leprosy was considered to be incurable for a long time. Many people were afraid of leper because their faces, hands, and feet were often deformed by the disease. Albert Schweitzer raised the money for the hospital by publishing his book in Europe, giving organ concern and collecting donations. Schweitzer received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1952 for his work. Today, the tropical hospital is a largely village for patients with a kindergarten, primary school, and many other areas for the playing and walking. And then let's just exploring the human genetics material. In 1990, a project was started in the USA to study the complete genetics materials of humans. The genetics materials, also called genome, by scientists contain the information necessary for the development and the characteristics of a human organism. This information is present in the DNA, which is a chemical compound that look like a twisted rope ladder. In this project, researchers wanted to find out about the individual components of the ladders. This was not at all easy because there are billions of components. Today, almost all of them have been studied. The decodings of the genetics material promises, for instance, a better understanding of and a cure of hereditary diseases. And some people ask that, what is anthropology? Even the most of the people want to study about the anthropologists. Anthropology is the study of man and his development, since man is considered a single unit of body and mind. This science is classified into many areas. One such are called paleoanthropologists. A famous paleoanthropologist was the Englishwoman Mary Leake, 1913 to 1963. That was the period of Mary Leake, whose excavations team discovered the fossilized footprints of an upright walking human in 1978 in Tanzania place. A set of large footprints and a set of small footprints were discovered about 3.5 million years ago. Our ancestor escaped from the moist ash of a volcano which dried up later. At the time of the finding, this was the oldest proof of upright walking primitive man. This is not only the questions we have, even the people also trying to know about the endoscope. So they can ask that, what is endoscope? An endoscope is a hose, like medical instruments, which is used to look inside the body. In modern endoscope, there is a small lamp and camera at the end of the pipe. The camera transmits the image of the body cavity to a screen. Endoscopes are used to investigate the interior of the abdominal cavity of the knee joint. Archaeologists also use endoscope to study Ozi, the well-preserved natural mummy found in the Alps. And then, what does pathologists do? This is the questions also the people trying to ask about the pathologists to know. The pathologist is a specialist doctor. He studies the cause of diseases and pathological changes in the human body. For instance, he studied tissue samples of the skin for cancer cells. He also performed post-mortem in order to find out the cause of death. If the victim of a murder is to be autopsied, then it is done by the forensics doctor and not a pathologist. A forensics expert knows a lot about murder weapons, poisons and drugs, and also about the changes that occur in the dead body with time. Let us surveying the humans. Since all of us are different from each other, we can be identified uniquely by the numbers of different features. This was possible earlier only through fingerprints, which are unique to every person, but today there are other methods also. For instance, the iris, the green the blue or brown area around the pupils in the eye. Differentiated one person from the other just like the fingerprints. A new thing is the facial recognition system. It is a system used to identify or verify a person and is used in security system. The Mexican government had used this system to match the identity of their votes with their database for verifications and minimizing the frauds.